Did you know there's a movement speed penalty for wearing heavier armor? In your character sheet, all the way at the bottom, there's the movement speed modifier. Never seen that stat before. If I now put on a heavy plate mail, we're going down to 14%, actively moving slower. Hey, but if I put on a chain mail, then it's 15.2%. And if I do actually wear light armor, 16.4. Is there any indication on any piece of item that ever tells you heavier is less movie? And this does not only count for armors. This is my warrior with a shield, and we all know that size matters. In this case though, I got plus 5.8 movement speed modifier. Now let's put that pesky shield on 9.2. Let's put the body armor plus 15. Okay, what about a smaller shield? The tower shield brings us from 15% down to 11.6. With a crest shield, you would go to 13.3, and a crest and Targi in this case would be the same with the 13.3. For which class would that even matter? For your Amazon, actually. My current leveling ritualist has a minus 2.6 leveling multiplier because I use a Targi instead of a tiny buckler. And the tiny buckler gives me 0 movement speed penalty, making me move faster throughout the whole game pretty much than just putting on bigger shields that give me more defense. It's kind of obvious, but for some reason the game never tells you that this is actually happening. Hell, if I run out without a chest and without that, hey, we're just zooming through the maps. The next one is relatively new, so I forgive you if you don't know this. In the end game mapping stage, top left corner, you get your bookmarks. Now, if you do right click a map, you can add it as a bookmark. So this is the latest point or close to citadels. I have that added. You can generally just, if you skipped over the citadels because you were keeping them for later or for something special, just enter copper. And then we're gonna here for stone, because I haven't done them yet, right? Couldn't be bothered. Then you can just pretty much jump from point to point to point, back to home, to the monolith, to the player. These bookmarks just making your life easier, especially if you're farming in one direction on the one side. Maybe you get a lot of boss notes there, or you're looking to reach a corruption, and you really don't want to scroll all the way back up where you have like all the way to the, like, you get my, oh wow, there's another, okay, let me actually, we actually use this feature for real for a second, not just for the video, right? We're bookmarking this as stone number 2. Thank you very much. So we're gonna want a stone there, one stone there. Yeah, but you know, like, it's a good feature. Next up would be Delirium and the Distilled Ire, Guild, Greed, Paranoia. You maybe don't ever have the last 2 ones, and you don't have many despairs, fears, and disgusts, depending on how much you play. But as you can see, I have a lot of ires. Now, the interesting part about Delirium is that if you bring them to the reforging bench, what would reforging 3 ires do? Well, they would actually reforge into a guild. So the next one. It's kind of like how Delirium works. So ire goes to guild. Guild goes to greed. Greed goes to paranoia. If you're then working your way towards the last ones, you could just transform all your ires into guilds, into, and so on. I don't know why there's never an explanation there somewhere. I mean, the first time I get a Delirium chart, or the, like, I don't know, there should maybe be a pop-up question mark window that tells me that this is how it works. But unless someone tells you, you might just never know. The same can't be said for essences though, because if I reforge 3 essence of body, it turns out to be an essence of flame. And there's no rhyme or reason to that, so you're pretty much just reforging them into something else. Talk about consistency in this regard. I can just make one essence into the other essence, but I can't like upgrade them or turn them into greater essences somehow. Now we're sitting at the reforging bench. I think it's important to mention this one as well. So I get 3 rings. This is a item level 2 ring, this is a item level 7 ring, and this is an item level 79. Now, technically, if I reforged them, I would assume, hey, this is the highest level item level, right? Surely, if I combine them all, it will turn out to be an item level 79 thing. And actually, to see that item level, you already have to hold Alt. When is that? Now, if I do reforge these 3 rings, I'll get this beautiful bastard. Which obviously would be item level 2. Because it goes after the lowest item. Which then means for endgame reforging, I have these 3 spears, for example. This is item level 56, item level 64, and item level 17. Technically, I don't want to mash them together. I could. I mean, they're 3 times the same type, right? They're sword spears. But I would then make one that is a lower item level. Not saying that an item level 56 spear can't be good. But if I'm already meshing things together, I might want to look to have the same item level. Before, as you can see with the rings, you'll be lowering it and then getting just a terrible outcome in general. But hey, where's that pop-up window again for this kind of stuff? Now to one of my favorites that helps you with farming certain zones. I do use this in the Infested Barrens and also the Jungle Ruins to go to that camp where the vendor is selling amazing stuff. To go to the Infested Barrens, search through the whole area to find the abandoned camp and then interact with the vendor. And as soon as you're done with this, head to the waypoint, press Control, and then left click the Infested Barrens. You can now open up a new instance. This is not the same Infested Barrens as before. The vendor will be reset. The vendor will have different stuff. I can now go out again, try to find the vendor to get different things. Or I just wanted to farm a zone, right? I like to go to the Drowned City. Very easy monsters, much XP, you're getting absorbed. Control left click after farming it or after finishing it, and then just respawn it. Making a new instance. I literally had to have Twitch chat walk me through this because I knew it's easier in controller, but on mouse and keyboard, I never knew how I can make these instances. And then you can actually make quite some of them and then return if you so wish to. They'll be active, as you can see, for this amount of time, and they'll vanish. Now a little trick for your stash searches, especially when you have tons of rings and you're looking for specific things. Get your goose feed up, type in energy, and close it. Now it shows me everything that has energy shield. But hold on, I want energy shield and maximum life. So I'll open one again and type in max life. Close it. Now it shows me only items that would have energy shield and max life. Sadly, I don't seem to have any of those, so I'd like to have energy shield and evasion. These do seem to be existing. Now you could do it another way around as well. Instead of saying I want both, you can say either or. For this, we're going to go for the prior mentioned energy shield. Then on the English keyboard, you press shift and backslash to make this line. And you can type in max life. You don't even have to type it out. Now it shows me items that have energy shield or maximum life. This one here, for example, maximum life and energy shield. This one only has energy shield. And you can actually add as many things as you want. So I'm looking for energy shield, max life, or for example, chaos res. Now it would also highlight these in case that is what I was looking for. And the intriguing part is this works for the vendor as well. So if I go for the vendor and I would be looking for these specific items that have energy shield, max life, chaos resistance, then that would be popping up. Anything that has then energy shield, you get the drift. For my recent playthrough, I was only looking for 2 things, and that was strength. But on top also, I wanted to have movement speed. So it's strength and move right now. Remains, we'll check this. This one has strength for me. Sure, I would buy the chest right away because that would boost then my stomping ground. And if any of the boots do actually have the move on it, the movement speed, none. Okay, good, bad vendor. And I put that string in every single time I visit the vendor to check for the respective items I'm looking for. And an absolutely honorary mention at the end because I do see it still in almost every single build guide at least 5 times. If you go on a support gem and you click on a skill like explosive grenade and you don't see the expedite, don't forget to unmark show recommended gems. This is not a call out to you or your friends. You just do often get the question, hey, I can't use that gem. Well, that's because this button. Anything else you'd like to share with the community? Anything other hidden super tips that the game never explained? Something that's so obvious to you but it never made sense because no one actually ever told us. Feel free to share. Checking out a tactician or an Amazon? Feel free to check it out. Enjoy. Have a fantastic good day.